How many times can you mess up on the same project? I know I can mess up quite a bit. Here is my journey. Here we go. Hey guys, what's up? It's Melanie. Today we're going to tackle this strange bench. It's really strange. I don't know. Check out all these cool carvings and tell me, what do you think they look like? Because I still can't decide. Is it a dragon? Is it a fish? Is it a mermaid? Might be a squirrel. I don't even know, but I think it's super cool and very original. So here we go on my process of how I transform this. Are you ready? All right, so I'm checking out this fabric. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, it's in pretty good condition, but you know what? It's just butt ugly. Let's go ahead and paint it. I'm gonna take my Farm Fresh. I'm gonna mix it in my mixing cup. I'm gonna put in there 1 part paint to 3 parts water. I'm gonna stir that up really well and let's get going. In my opinion, DIY paint is the absolute best for painting fabric. Try some other ones out and you'll see the difference for sure. First thing we're gonna do is wet this fabric down with Mel's Magic Misting Bottle. You can find those on my website. They're really awesome. They hold double the amount of water that other ones do, so you don't have to keep filling it. A little bit worried about this process because I chose a color that's not really darker than my original color. That's a no-no with painting fabric. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try anyways. Let's spray down some certain sections, work section by section, get it wet, put our paint on, rub it in, and see how this goes. Painting fabric, I always like to work in small sections. It's important to keep it wet and to really work your paint into that fabric because honestly, we're dyeing the fabric. We're doing really thin layers, not really painting it, like actually dyeing the threads of the fabric. Well, right behind me, you can see that that is a total fail. That was layer 1. I'm not going to do it. Let's go ahead and go with a darker color like we should have done in the first place. This is Black Velvet. I mixed it up the same way and holy smokes, what better coverage. So when dyeing your fabric, always choose a darker color to go over your lighter color. Don't try to do it in reverse. It's just crazy. You can probably do it, but you're going to use a ton of paint and it's going to take you forever. So as you can see, I'm just working in sections, giving it a good spray, putting on my paint, rubbing it in. Right, while we're waiting for that fabric to dry, let's go ahead and give this whole thing a coat of Weather Vane. This is Wise Owl's 1 Hour Enamel. Why did I choose this paint? Well, it has a fabulous finish and I don't have to seal it. This is hard as a rock and yeah, beautiful. You guys know I love my crayons. This is my R14 and it's round and small and super good, super smooth to put this paint on and get it right where I want it. I'm able to cut in, which is wonderful because I did not tape off that fabric. Maybe I should have. But you know what? This brush allows me to just get right underneath it, so I didn't have to. Right, it's time to start glazing. Have you guys used glaze? I like to have a couple things handy. I've got a nice damp rag, wet it down and squeezed it out. I also like to have some wipies handy, a small artist brush, and we're gonna go in. This is Wise Owl's Patina Glaze. It's a super, super light, kind of a green color. It's really, really pretty. We're gonna put it into those low spaces, into those crevices. Then we're gonna tape our damp tail and we're gonna wipe it back, just leaving it in those recessed areas. This bench has the coolest moldings. That's what attracted me to it in the first place. So let's see if we can really make them pop. All right, while we're waiting for that glaze and that fabric over there to dry, let's take out our Modern Masters Metal Effects in Copper. We're gonna pour it into a little bowl. We're gonna take a little bit of a car sponge and we're gonna start dabbing it on this super cool lamp. I've been trying and waiting to refresh this lamp so I can hang it up at my store and just hadn't got to it. So I thought now was the perfect time. Let's get a full layer on there, just dabbing it on. All right, here in a minute, we're gonna need to spray this activator on. This is the blue activator. There's a green one too. You can use whichever color you want. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into this cool bottle that I always use for my activators and have that handy. Next thing we need to do is do another layer of copper. So, super important with the metal effects. On your second layer, you need to spray it while it's wet. Important. If you wait for it to dry, it will do nothing. Always do it while it's wet. And you can work it around a little bit with a sponge like I'm doing too. I'm going to do this the same way, working in sections. I want my second layer of copper to stay wet, and then when I spray it, it'll activate it. So I'm just going to go around section by section. This is a really short time-lapse video. If you look at it and you watch, just keep looking around, you can actually see that copper is starting to turn a greeny blue. Okay, back to the bench. Let's go ahead and get down here. What is this? Is this a fish? Is it a squirrel? I still don't know. It's a dragon, maybe. I don't know. You guys got to tell me in the comments below. What do you think it is? But let's add in some of that patina glaze to give it a little bit more oomph. This is another thing that's cool about Wise Owl 1 hour enamel is that normally with like a regular chalk paint, you would need to seal it and seal it a couple times before you go into glaze, or else you're just gonna mess it all up. 1 hour enamel already has a sealer in it. So after this was completely dry, I was ready to glaze and I don't have to worry about that step. All right, this is already looking pretty cool, but I thought we would have a little bit of fun. Let's add in some Dark Star. This is another glaze by Wise Owl. It's really pretty. It's like a deep blue, and it's got some sparklies in it. It's just a super fun color, and it'll give us a little bit more dimension, and yeah, bang. All right, so this is a little wax I whipped up real quick. I used my DIY clear wax and mixed in some copper, some pennies from heaven. And we're just gonna add a little bit more, a little bit more. Sometimes you want more, you don't want too much more. Don't overdo it. Just a little bit, and yeah, pretty freaking cool. Oh, snap. I fell asleep. Went to bed and woke up with my fabric crunchy as heck because you know what? I should have been sanding it while it was still wet to keep that fabric soft. I took out this dog brush and you know what? It's softening it up. Sand it for days and it'll soften it up. But you know what? I just don't have time for this. Sometimes you just gotta say abort, abort. Let's do something different. Really kind of mad at myself for falling asleep and leaving that fabric to dry up, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get all these upholstery nails off and get this old crunchy fabric off. Do you ever have this happen to you where you just mess up? Well, I messed up and I filmed it for you guys. What do you think of that? All right, the foam on this bench is in really good condition, so I'm just gonna lay this down. My plan is to staple it straight across so I can fold it back up because this is the front of the bench. That's the plan. And I messed up again. I made that line way too high. I'm gonna go back, lower it down about 1/2 inch, and hopefully we're gonna be in the right place. How many times can I mess up on the same piece? Don't ask, don't ask. Oh, what do you know? Try number 2 on this worked out good. I'm gonna go ahead and do the back and the sides. For some of you've seen my videos before, and I use this stuff a lot, and that's because I still have a lot and it works really well. So this is a really cool kind of upholstery beading kind of a thing, but you only have to put a nail in, like 1 every 4 nails. We're gonna go ahead and add some trim to this guy with this stuff, which works awesome. Oh, side note, you want to be careful with this stuff. As you pull it around and you're not careful, it will cut the crud out of you. I have a million different, they look like paper cuts, but they're actually not. They're metal cuts. And yeah. Here's that lamp we rusted up with the Modern Masters metal effects. We used the copper and the blue patina. Here's how it came out. And that's what the inside came out like. Sprayed that down, but I put it down like this, so it got a different oxidation. I messed up on this numerous times, and that's what this is about. Just to show you guys, we all mess up. Some people show it, some people don't. But the whole thing is like, persevere, figure out how to fix it. That's what makes it cool. That's what makes it you. Don't quit. Just roll with it. Go a different way. It's just the way it is. It's life. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Don't forget, you can find all these products on my website and in the comments below. I'll put some links down there. This bench is now available for sale, and it'll be headed to the store tomorrow. Thank you. You guys are cool. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment. Give me some love. Hit that subscribe button. You guys are awesome. See ya. Remember, only you can make it happen.